It is Katie and I'm at my house tonight and I am going to work on some fun summer decor. So hopefully y'all can start popping in. So all we kind of see here, I'm going to set up my computer, make sure I can see some comments, and we will get going. I had some technical difficulties getting started. I was making a stencil to show y'all something cute, and of course that's when technology chooses not to be my best friend, right? Okay, so tonight I am going to show you a cool technique. I found these galvanized metal different pieces. There's some, I guess they're beverage containers, and there's some different trays. They're on clearance at Walmart, so I snagged a few and I have some ideas for decorating with those. And then I was going to show a really cute lemonade themed items because I'm changing out my decor behind me, if you can see that. Maybe my husband, John, can you aim up a little? I have an empty shelf. There you go. Okay, so I got an empty shelf up here. That's good. Thank you. So I figured I'd gather some things around the house and DIY some summer decor so I can freshen up with some pops of yellow in here for this lemony backdrop I'm creating. So I'm actually going to use a Vaseline distressing technique to make some of the signs. So that's a fun one. If you haven't used that when you're painting, it's a really cool way to get some chippy, old looking finish. You know, it looks like it's old and worn naturally. I'm looking over at John. He's helping me weed my stencil that was not cut before we started. He's doing good. Okay, but anyway, if I do not know you, my name is Katie. Welcome. And I am the owner of Junk to Jules, which is a DIY studio located in Rogers, Arkansas. We're in the Northwest Arkansas corner, and it's home of Walmart. If everybody knows where Walmart is. I know we have a lot of local people watching, but hopefully if you're somewhere else, welcome. We're glad you're here. And I have a passion for DIY, home decorating, and ladies, you know, empowering ladies to decorate and tackle projects on their own. So I'm going to show you a few that hopefully you can jump on in your house if you need something for summertime, okay? So the first one I found was the Walmart containers. And like I said, this is a beverage container. You can see the little spout here. So you could totally stencil on the front if you like. I'd like to cut out with, I have something similar than a silhouette. We have an industrial plotting machine that cuts out the stencils for us because we do a lot of stenciling. But you could use just stencils you could find at Hobby Lobby or Joann's and things like that. Or if you have a silhouette or Cricut, you could cut out a stencil or vinyl to apply to this. So I thought that would be really cute to personalize it for a summer barbecue. But they have this one and a milk jug style. It looks like an old galvanized the milk jugs, I guess that's what they are. But anyway, I thought it would be a really cool centerpiece to put flowers in. So I'm just gonna ignore the fact that this is on one side, or I may even just take it off altogether. But I applied my stencil. Here, you can see inside. I'm gonna just put flowers. I actually already put my stencil on the back side, so I'm gonna go ahead and start dabbing away on there. I'm gonna put Market Fresh. I know it's backwards when y'all see me. It says Market Fresh. So these type of letters, really easily you could find a stencil. Even Walmart, their craft section gets better all the time. So you can one-stop shop. You can get your paint at Walmart, your galvanized thing, probably even some florals and stems to put in it. I've never paint stenciled on the metal. I've applied vinyl, but this was like a textured, I wasn't sure. So we're gonna see, it's rustic, so. And I stencil, I'm just using Sherwin-Williams paints. I actually have some folk art paint and just acrylic paints I'm gonna use for some of the other projects I'd like to show you tonight. But right now I'm using a Sherwin-Williams, it's just a navy. So I thought the navy would look pretty with the yellow flowers for summer. So I'm just gonna start dabbing on there. I'm using a little makeup sponge. And you may, I mean, what I would say is probably I'd recommend that you use like a multi-surface paint, but you know. If I mess it up, I'll wipe it off and it'll be live and you guys will know that I don't always do it perfect. Usually I can probably recommend the right way to do it because I've tried it and messed it up, or you know. The good thing about paint is I just like, usually you can go over it, you can modify it, it's not ruined per se. Sometimes those happy accidents are the best, right? Push our creativity. So I see Nubia on here. Hi Nubia. I can't read that far away. I'm like, you guys are really pretty far. I think Carla's on here. Hi, Carla. I know Carla's in our Creative Crates group, so those are shipping out to all the ladies, and that's a really fun DIY farmhouse inspired subscription box. So farmhouse is what I love, and teaching DIY is what I love, so that crate is going to be an awesome way to every month get those projects delivered to your door. Then we can have virtual fun paint parties like this together. So Carla's in that, and pretty soon we'll be opening up registration for next month's too. So I'm just dabbing away here. It's kind of echoey, can you all hear that? I think Nuvia said that it would make a good gift. Oh, my hair and my outfit, you're so sweet. You're sweet. I know sometimes at the studio I don't have really a reason to dress up because I'm just going there to paint in my jammies, so I feel like when I get on video I gotta put on some lipstick and look halfway presentable here, right? So, okay, I am dabbing away. I'm gonna let this coat kind of dry. You can see it's still a little transparent, so I think it definitely is gonna need a second coat, but it seems to be covering okay, so I'm not too worried. It looks like some places look a little separating, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna hold tight that this is gonna be thoroughly dry and it's gonna cover next time I cover it. So we're gonna move on to this Vaseline technique. If you guys know anybody else who's into DIY, I would love it if you share the video out, or after we're done, share it out for people. If they would be inspired or like home decorating, you know, if they're a Joanna Gaines fan, I think they would be a Judge Jules fan. I'm just saying. Okay, so Vaseline, I put it somewhere. Hang on. Oh, back here. Back here. Okay. So I got it in the little tube. It's kind of like a toothpaste tube. This is the Equate brand, but I mean, it's Vaseline or Petroleum Jelly, whatever you want to grab here. I think you can find it either in like the, not first aid, baby products, that kind of thing. It's just a couple dollars, but it's one of my favorite products for distressing with paint. So I have already stained the trim on this side. Hey, honey. Could you angle the camera down a little bit more? I think they could see a little better. Sorry, can you guys see? Let me know if you can't see. I'm gonna refresh my computer over here. I think I can read a little closer later. So I've got this base all done. And this is the one John is weeding the stencil for. So it says lemon meringue, I think. Made fresh baked daily or something, so a little twist on the lemon yellow decor I have going behind me. But I stained the trim a couple days ago, and I think I actually want it to be kind of whitewashed, so I'm going to put some Vaseline on, and then we're going to apply the white paint, and you're going to see the magic of the Vaseline. Of course my computer's loading. Okay, so when you're applying the Vaseline, you do want it to be semi-thick, but not too thick. I know. So I've got like a little dab on my finger, and I do like this because I can portion out versus like sticking my finger in the nails in the tub, okay? And I try to apply it along the edges, and I know it's kind of invisible probably to y'all, like the edges where it would naturally wear. And keep in mind, wherever you put the Vaseline, the paint that you're gonna put on top is not gonna adhere fully. So it's kind of a little delayed gratification, like you have to reveal after your paint is somewhat dry, the top coat that you're gonna put on this. So I'm just kind of randomly picking some places where I think it would wear. And again, this is where my stain will kind of show the most. So I am doing this. Okay, I'm seeing if I got any questions over here with my, oh, my petroleum jelly is on my mouse now. I even have a cute lemon mouse. That wasn't even planned. It was just already like that. I tend to get fixated on certain like things, like I like cactuses, and right now I like lemons, and what else? My daughter's into flamingos, and then we're like collecting them all. Luckily my husband doesn't really let us decorate the house with all those things usually, but lemons for summer I figure I can get away with, right? Mm-hmm. He says, mm-hmm. He's pretty easygoing about the decor. Okay, so I've got pretty much ample around this top frame. So I'm gonna get some white paints portioned out on my plate. I have a napkin also. There we go. I'm not very organized tonight, I'm sorry, stick with me. Oh, jeez. Okay. You guys doing anything fun today? If I can try to read This is such a good idea to do live video. Yeah, the live video is still a little nerve-wracking for me. It's funny because it's really hot here, and I think the hotness in Arkansas just makes me grumpy. Like late July and August, I'm just grumpy. Is anybody else like that? And then I'm like a little stressed out because my stencil wouldn't cut. So, well, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to portion this white paint, and this seems very thin. I got here with no paintbrush. I'm so sorry. Jeez. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start Vaselining another piece that I worked on. This is a little, see, it's made of wood. I built this because I thought I could make it look kind of like one of those old Coca-Cola crates, except with lemon. So I've got some stencils to show you for this, but I'm gonna do the chippy layered paint, like multiple colors. But I think I can put like this little, it says lemons. I know you guys are seeing backwards. And then I cut out a couple lemons. So maybe I'll even replace like the O with a lemon or something like that. So that's what's gonna go on this, and then I can put like greenery or lemons in it. But I thought that was cool to like do that old soda crate look on it, where it may have had lots of layers that chipped out over the years. So I'm gonna petroleum jelly this thing too. Okay, I brought lots of brushes. Thank you, babe. So I'm gonna again just put it on my finger and kind of smooth it on those high points. And we are applying jelly. Okay. Okay, so can you see like the shiny parts where the jelly is? So that's where my next layer of paint will not cover. So that is cool. I'll put this on here. I'm gonna do it all sides in case I want to flip it around someday, right? So do y'all have a space that you decorate for seasons? I know I took down my 4th of July stuff and people are like, I leave that up till Labor Day. And I usually do. I like patriotic stuff, but I thought this would be a fun thing. And like I said, I had most of the stuff around my house where I made it, so I feel like I just collected everything yellow. And I'm going to group it all together here. Okay, so I've got that one petroleum jellied. Then we're going to go back to our slime here. And let's do white paint. I have no painter's tape. Again, super prepared tonight, apparently. It's a little weird. I work at the studio a lot, and that's where I do most of our painting, is in our studio and workshop. So when I actually come home, I have to be like, do I have paint? Do I have brushes? And it's a little out of my element, which is weird, because I used to craft all the time at home, but I kind of transitioned over there, so I'm just a winging it, right? Okay, so I am applying that paint, and not a super thick coat. I mean, I do want it to look kind of that whitewash look. When I'm applying this paint, I'm doing it, I'm putting a decent amount, and then I just paint all one direction. So I'm just going down this board. And if you can see, let's do a close-up here. Hang on. You'll see where the paint is kind of resisting the areas where you put the petroleum, so I don't want to force paint to cover that. I kind of want to just do the one coat over that area for sure. Okay, so you can see where it kind of looks like it separates. Maybe like there's a bunch of Vaseline right there. Does that help? and I'm sorry, I can't read the comments very good right here because I'm cold. I'm like, but I will answer any questions that you had during the video at the end for sure. So if you have any questions about supplies or techniques or what I'm doing, let me know. And I'm sorry, that doesn't make it as nearly interactive. Usually there's Kara's here, so, right? I'm gonna teamwork this. So, not used to being so solo. Okay. And I will say, John's here. He's the hairy arm. If you've seen that pop in the videos, that is my husband, the John Conk. He also has a name. is John, and he loves, I won't say crafting. He likes the woodworking part, so he doesn't mind to make and build things for me. Painting is pretty scarce. Once in a while I can get him to stain something, huh?
Yeah, every once in a while.
But he's probably weeding his stencil with his pocket knife. That's kind of his MO, huh? Okay, so I'm just slapping some paint on here. I'm on my last side, ladies. You bearing with me? Okay. Let that dry. My poor dining room table. If y'all can see, like, I'm on my dining room table. I have the cutter in the corner. It's like our house is kind of a craft house right now.
Craft life.
Craft life, John says. Okay, so this one, okay, so this is the soda crate that I'm working on. I'm putting the white aside to dry so then I can show you what that looks like when it dries. I've got the petroleum on this one, and I just keep getting it all over my fingers. I'm gonna do like 2 to 3 layers of paint if we have time here, so you can kind of see this. Now when I did this, I painted the base brown. It's like real dark brown, and I painted pretty thickly in like different directions. So that will give it more of a texture to the base, so when you sand it and add the layers of coat and Vaseline, that it looks a little more old and worn. Like it's opposite of whatever paint technique you've been taught probably to do a good job and provide full even coverage. You just want to kind of use a cruddier brush. It's like the crappier the better, and then just kind of go every different way so there are ridges and imperfections in the paint. So I promise it will look better in the end if you do that, okay? It'll look older and more worn, okay? So I can't even get the paint open because my hands are so greasy. I think I got it. Okay, I'm going to use the same white brush because we're just creating layers of paint on here. Ooh. Okay, so I've got some folk art. If you guys are interested in colors, this is actually Kelly Green folk art acrylic paint. And so I'm just going to apply that. Again, I'm doing lemon theme, so I thought maybe we'd do a coat of green and maybe a coat of yellow and maybe top it with the white. And that will kind of create all those layers. So again, I can just paint it kind of crazy. It doesn't have to be full even coats on this. I promise the magic is in the end with these. Really, it like reveals itself, huh? Has anybody tried this technique in a workshop at class? I know typically I don't use it with stencils in workshops because you need a little more time for that Vaseline to truly dry, and sometimes it's limited in the workshops. But if we ever have a project that doesn't have a stencil, or if you want to try it on trim of like a sign or something, that would be a fun one. Can you guys see how crazy I'm painting? You guys I promise I know what I'm doing, right? she just painted it all crazy. I'm going. Okay. Do you want to hit refresh over here, Kai? And maybe I can see the comments over here. I feel bad. I hope they can hear me. I hope they can see me. Because I'm just painting. Just the little spinning on the top. Oh, that little big one. Oh, that's me. See in the top one? Can you make that big? See the little arrows? Oh, that thanks. You want to say hi? This is Kaya. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and Kaya was just motioning. She said she promises she has volleyball shorts on. Very short. she might look naked. She played sand volleyball today in the heat. Oh my gosh, y'all. Like, I want to stay in the air conditioning or find a body of water, and they were out there playing volleyball.
At least 10 games of sand volleyball.
I like volleyball, but not that much. Okay. So I know we're gonna like bounce around to projects, but I'm trying to let some paint dry here. So we're gonna let this one be the next one on the dry pile, okay? So let's do one more coat on our vase / drink holder, whatever you're gonna use your cute tin from Walmart for. I'm gonna dab some more on there. It looks like it dried pretty good. So, do you guys have questions on using the stencils at all? I was gonna say, or do you have a Cricut? Oh, Caitlin says she's super glad she just stumbled here. Well, welcome, Caitlin. Are you crafty? Do you like to do DIY stuff? Hopefully that's my group of girls, huh? It's fun for me to do things like this too for my own house. Honestly, I don't get to do it enough. Sometimes I get like byproducts if I've made a sample for a workshop or something, but this is a rarity. And I think crafting is so good for your soul. You know, moms, do you agree? Cheaper than therapy, probably. My hoarding tendencies of craft supplies may not lend itself to being any cheaper than therapy, but you know, I do. I feel so, like, after I get to craft or do something creative, it's just refreshing and nice. It just helps me remain cool. Y'all probably need some craft time now that you got kids home for summer and stuff. I see some hearts flying. Y'all are so sweet. So I'm gonna take that as a good compliment. I can see those on my phone in front of me. Okay, so I'm gonna reveal this. Like I said, I have not tried the acrylic paints on the metal, so we're gonna hope that worked. Okay. Oh, I think we're good. It really is sticky on there. Oh, it's gonna be cute, guys. Oh, a little bleedy. Hang on. I may have went a little heavy-handed with the paint. Even I do it. Okay, so I think this with the ridges and stuff was a little bit hard. Did you have a wipe? Sorry. Okay, it doesn't seem to be adhering super well, but we'll see. John's gonna give me a wipe so I can clean that up. Hang on. And I would probably have to use a little touch-up brush on this. Hang on. Thank you. Okay, y'all. This is the power of live video, right? In perfect world, it would have just come off nice and crisp and clean. This is not the case here. But I am okay with that. I like things that look old and shabby, so it doesn't have to be perfect for me. And I will say, I know a lot of customers who come in or say, some of you may be perfectionists. I'm not in that group. I'm more crafty and I guess not type A. I don't know what the opposite of type A is. I'm like type A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm like the whole alphabet. Just like dump them out. It's a little crazy. A little kind of crazy. That's what it is. Okay. I'm just taking a brush and trying to smooth out some of these edges real quick before the paint dries fully. I know this is probably watching paint dry, huh? My market word did really good. The fresh word, not as well. So I must have got a little ambitious with the paint down here. Okay. There we go. Okay, not perfect by any means, but hopefully people won't judge. And I really do think that would work with like the paper stencils, like from Hobby Lobby or Walmart, if you just had the individual letters you could put on there. I even thought about putting like a big 25 cents on there or something. Or you can certainly personalize with your last name and stuff. So I'm going to show you how I'm planning to use this. Can you move the thing about just a smidgy for me? Here comes the hairy arm. He's going to adjust the camera. Thanks, y'all. Okay. So I have, again, my hoarding tendencies help me out when I'm going to do a project. So I'm going to fill this for a centerpiece for my house. And I'm going to stick with the whites and yellows, the lemony theme. And I'm just going to throw a couple bunches of some tulips in there. I want some white stuff. And I got a big bushel of green. I think that'll help fill this space. Trying to eat me. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the back because I think that's going to fill some space. Can y'all see that? And I guess you could do real flowers. I can't keep flowers alive. I like flowers. John occasionally buys me flowers. But probably the vase ones are probably better than anything else around here. He jokes because he had this one plant for like, I don't know, 8 years or something, and he deployed. He's also in the Army National Guard. He deployed, and he came home, and it was just like dead. You couldn't salvage it. So I killed his favorite plant. He'll never let me live it down. So I'm just sticking some tall flowers in here. Do y'all like that? Is that cute? They're all on my face. I have these little twirly sticks. So anyway, this would be super cute. I could set it on the porch, the mantle. Like I have a raised hearth, so that would be a cute way to put on the hearth. So you guys can see that? A little bucket of flowers. Like I said, I think these tins, like they had a couple different styles, were on clearance for 10 bucks. I also got the, like a round flat tray, and I thought that would be cute to stencil. It's behind me. Look at it. Right here, this oval tray. So I could stencil something right in the middle of that and kind of use it more as a sign than a serving piece. So I don't know about the paint. Like I said, I'd probably try multi-surface. If you have vinyl and want to apply vinyl, I think that would be, for sure would work. I've used that before. The paint was a little hit and miss. I'm blaming my live stenciling on that faux pas there. But anyway, so super cute for summer there. And I think my white paint should be dry, so we can kind of look at this guy. Are you ready? John's gonna adjust you back down so maybe you can see this. Okay, so my white paint is dry, and I'm gonna show you how easily this just comes off where you have the Vaseline. I'm gonna use my finger and a rag, and like it's just gonna kind of wipe off the spots that are Vaseline. So this is different than dry brushing or whitewashing because it gives that chippy kind of a spotty look. Like I said, I like it on trims and stuff for sure. And you can see I put a lot of Vaseline in this corner, so it's coming really clean. I've got a baby wipe and a dry wipe, and I'm kind of going with that. I don't recommend using a sander or sandpaper. It gets kind of gummy. So just kind of try to wipe off those spots. Certainly if you do want to go back in with the sander once you've got the bulk of your Vaseline off, that would work too. So if you like even more distressed. Okay, so I definitely applied more Vaseline to this side, which you can see, and then this side not so much, I guess. Maybe there's some more right here in the middle. So you can kind of rub and see where it starts to chip away. Sometimes I use my little fingernail. But isn't that a super cute trim to this frame? So again, I'm going to stencil a lemon meringue sign on here, and I'll show you the finished product, but I wanted you to see the in process of the little trim there. So that's cool. And let's go back to our green box here. And I think, should we do yellow next? Everybody say yellow? Where did you get the stencil? Caitlin asked. I make my own stencils, so if you guys have at home like a color like a cricket or silhouette, those make great stencils. So, and I can give you recommendations on vinyl. I think it's like Oramask 631 or 681 that I use for creating the actual stencils. So I designed my own and cut them. Actually, that file that I'm going to put on that sign, I purchased an SVG file, so you can also do that too if you're not like, when you get a silhouette, it seems intimidating probably to type in the fonts and that kind of thing. So you can purchase SVG files already pre-made on Etsy. So that's a good tip there if you were trying to make some signs or personalized decor. It's actually pretty easy to learn. If you just want to like type in last names and make a pretty cursive last name and add it to whatever project, you can totally do that. Oh, hang on. I'm dry here with the green, and I'm going to apply more Vaseline. So in different spots typically than where I applied it the first time, because I want to have the green show through, I'm applying it where in a few spots. Again, so you'll have to hang tight with this one. This one's, it's the fun to see the layers for sure. My computer over here is a little bit behind, so I'm trying to see. I see Caitlin ask some questions. We're saying it's cute. I see Elise dropped in. Hi, Elise. Elise is very crafty. And Mackenzie is in here. She is one of our Junk to Jules crew members, so maybe Mackenzie can even answer some questions if she's in here. Okay, I think I see. Okay, I'm seeing most of the. I think I'm seeing the comments backwards. Maybe. Is your paint is all dry before you're rubbing it off? Yes, my white paint was all dry. I'd applied that and it dried. So this green was pretty dry, I'll say. Usually I'd wait till it's fully dry. But for the sake of the live video and you guys not wanting to probably spend your whole night with me, I just kind of am saying that's good enough. And now I'm going to apply a layer of yellow paint. And again, kind of a thick, all different directions. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. Degreasing myself. Some yellow paint. There we go. We have a little yellow paint situation at our house kind of right now. So my niece, her favorite color is yellow, and I bought her this rocking chair, and I've been telling her we will paint it together. And again, I usually paint at the studio, and I don't usually paint with 4-year-olds. So I thought, oh, we'll do it at my house. And I put out a big piece of cardboard, but it was like the dog walked in it, and we were like scrubbing yellow paint all off the hardwood floor and the tile. I'm like, oh, geez. And the 4-year-old had to take a bath. It was, I see this yellow paint, and that reminds me what I was cleaning up a couple nights ago. So, but she loves her yellow rocking chair. She got tired about like halfway through of painting it, even though it was like such a big deal that she wanted to paint it for weeks. So. Do y'all paint with your kids? Are you doing crafts this summer? Like, my daughter's over it because I guess I'm crafty. I don't, you know, like I think she's not impressed with my crafts.
Well, she's 15 too.
Okay, maybe it's 15. My husband said being a teenager might have something to do with that. But my niece says they enjoy it, so they still think it's fun to craft with Aunt Katie. So I am just slopping this yellow paint on here. Y'all know I may be able to get John to blow dry so we can kind of speed this one along too. Yeah. So pieces, yeah. So I did not rub the Vaseline off in between these coats, if you noticed. Okay, so I had the brown base coat on this and I put Vaseline. Then I did the green and did Vaseline, and now I'm doing the yellow. And after this is dry, we'll do one more coat of Vaseline and then a white layer, like a whitewash. And so these green and yellow is not really what's going to show majoritively. It's going to just show where we did the Vaseline, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm pretty good here. When I say pretty good, it's pretty sloppy. Oh, is that great? This side by the camera is not painted at all. Hang on, Katie. There we go. Try to see. I'm gonna have paint on my mouse and Vaseline. Okay. There we go. And this little guy is ready. Okay, so hairy arm. My junk hunk is gonna take that and blow dry it so we can try to show you the finished product of that. Try to get some of this paint off my dining room table. It's farmhouse and rustic, right? So we will go that route. Okay. So I was saying how you can buy these really cute, I know it's backwards for y'all. I'll try to post a picture like I said when it's done. The cute SVGs are already pre-designed where you just drop them in your Silhouette or your Cricut software and then you can make a sign. And I mean, I don't know if you guys, how handy or how much you want to get into, but I mean, I know people like to do stuff with palettes or old spools or whatever DIY project you got. I mean, you can apply the stencils to tons of stuff. We've been doing pillows and tote bags, and so really a lot of opportunities there. Okay, so I am peeling this stencil, and this has got lots of little detail letters. Of course, I picked one that's not super easy. I should have done the lemon, just the word lemon one, right? Oh, there's Tiffany. How are you, Tiffany Todd? How's little Ashton doing? Is he enjoying summer? Ugh. Goodness. I never had this many fits peeling. I'm telling you, this is power of being live. I got some bad karma today because I said I've been so grumpy because it's hot in Arkansas and I don't love it. I'm from the Pacific Northwest and we do not have summers like this. Like if it is out of the 70s, that's rare. So I've lived here a long time. I should be used to it, but I'm peeling the stencil and it is being a booger, y'all. A booger. I do promise the stenciling is worth like the fuss of like fighting with the stencil a little bit versus like having to hand letter. Like I do like hand lettering. I actually did a project with my daughter Kaya earlier this week where we hand painted on a door hanger, but I just hadn't done it in so long, and I do like it. But you know, you only have like 1 or 2 fonts. It's like whatever your handwriting is, and you know, sometimes you don't know how to scale stuff, or I mean, I get to the end of the last name and I gotta crunch in the letter or something, and with this it just fits. You can scale it to fit and all that. Oh, that's Piper. Hi, Piper. The puppy says hi. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. No. Sit. Okay, stay there. She doesn't like it when I have my hands full. She's funny. Even she gets in my bed, and if I'm like laying on my phone, like playing on my phone with the one hand, she tries to get that hand, but she doesn't like that. She's not getting all the attention. She's a baby. So I say that we have a 15-year-old and a 2-year-old. So Piper's gonna be 2 pretty soon, huh? Huh, Piper girl? And she thinks she gets all the attention. We are dog lovers here. So we have a little dog too. So I was joking because I made John help me. We actually went as a family to Joann's last night. They have super cute new throw pillows. Okay, I never met a throw pillow I didn't like, and I explained to my husband that having dogs, just the cost of having dogs is that we have to replace the throw pillows because we let our dogs just sleep on the couch, and so that means every 5-6 months we need to get some new throw pillows. And so, but we all went to Joann's because I had a 50% off and a 60% off. So that means each of us could buy 2 pillows for a really good deal. So we had a family trip there. And then he made me take them out for, well, he made me. It wasn't that awful. We went to, if you live locally, Foster's Pint and Plate. They do bingo apparently every other Wednesday night. And so we went there, and they have like the most beers on tap if your husband likes beer, or I'm not a girl that likes beer. But they do, and so John totally loves the place. He loves to try the artisan and local beer and stuff, and so that was a fun night. And so we bought pillows and we went and played bingo at the restaurant, so that was fun. Random Wednesday night. I promise you, usually we're not that exciting on Wednesday nights, but that is fun. Okay, this ornery stencil is finally weeded, y'all. And John, I can hear him blow drying the green box there. Okay, I'm gonna stick this down and hope this is gonna work. It's not perfect. I think that's my motto for tonight. We're just gonna hope it works, huh? I don't take crafting too seriously, if you didn't notice. It's all fun. And I usually use gift cards to press them down. You can use little squeegee tools or something that comes with your thing. Tiffany says that she's doing great. Tammy Hannah is here. She's another one of our J2J crew members. Look at that. Hi, Tammy. Tammy's actually our newest, I think, crew member. So that's exciting. I'm concentrating on the stencil. Oh my goodness. This little piece came off. Oh geez. Okay. So okay. Whoa. I got most of my letters. This one's kind of stuck on there. I know for a lot of you are local and you've been to J2J classes, but if you haven't and you're new or you just stumbled on here, we offer all of our classes, and most of your projects will include a stencil. And so if you want something custom just for you, you can do that. We have a little design fee, like maybe $5 to $10 if you want something added like different, or if you have a quote that's specific for your family. But again, like I said, we have an industrial cutting machine, so we can cut things big things, small things, or if you need a sign to fit a certain space, we can resize our graphics to fit, like say something, a certain wall area you have, or to make sure it fits above your mantle, that kind of thing. So I know we have workshops. I have a few openings tomorrow night. I think there was a group that was supposed to be 15 and it ended up being 11 or 12. So I have a few opens for Friday night. And I know Sunday afternoon it looked like there was still openings. So if you'd like to come in and paint, we'd love it. I know we have a lot of door hangers going on. We have some Christmas in July stuff. So if you want to make it while it's hot and get ahead on the Christmas stuff. And we've started with teacher stuff. I know teachers love junk jewels, so whether you want to give a gift or you're a teacher and you want to come paint something fresh for your classroom, we would love that. I'm actually I worked on some samples this week of new like back to school signs that your kids can pose with, and I'm like really excited about those. So I love every like change of season. Like thank you. You can sit right here. I like it at Junk Jewels because I'm always ready to move on to the next project, but like even going to Joann's, like they already have their fall stuff out. I'm not even gonna talk about Hobby Lobby because I mean really they had Christmas in July, people. Like literally I think maybe even in June they were putting out Christmas. I don't know. But I went to Joann's and they were putting out their fall stuff. Got the super cute pillows, which are not really fallish, but will you show the pillows? I keep talking about them. Can you show the pillows? The plaid ones that we got?
Gray or black?
We'll show gray and black. Sorry. Oh, this is being a real stinker. But they had like this crushed blue velvet, not crushed, but look at these. So cute, right? I'm gonna use these for Christmas with like reds, and then these are gonna be like everyday farmhouse pillows. And seriously, I think they were $30 regularly. This already has dog hair. $30 regularly, and we got them like for 15, 16 bucks. So it's their Hudson Farm line. Like if you like farmhouse anything, you can look on their website. That Hudson, I think it's Hudson 43. Like if you type in that brand, if you type in that brand on their website, it'll bring up all the items that they have that are kind of that farmhousey. Okay, I'm going without this guy. He is not wanting to come apart. Not wanting to stick with me. Okay. Colors. I think I'm gonna do the lemon meringue and yellow maybe. And I'd like to do some parts navy. Let's do the fresh and serve daily in navy. But anyway, they had like the fall colors were very unique to me, like a really dark, rich, kind of a royal blue navy. And they of course had like the pillows, like, and they were in a crushed velvet pattern, like a really deep, almost terracotta color and more of a jewel toned purpley red. And so I thought it was really unique for fall, and I like it. Like I saw like last year for Joanna Gaines, she did like pink for Christmas. Like I just love seeing what a new trend is going to be, or the new season come out. I'm always ready to make the next thing, and so pretty soon we'll be making pumpkins, and like I said, all the teacher stuff is starting, and that is fun. I see Shelly Berg. She's another one of our creative crate girls. Hi Shelly, are you in New York, or I'm looking for yellow paint. I'm sorry, I'm looking crazy. Are you in New York, or are you home in California? Shelly travels all over the place for work. I don't know how she does that. She says, hi. Beth asked, what are some of our favorite blanks materials to stencil or paint on? Never would have thought of a throw pellet. I mean, my jam is wood. I love making old wood. Like look.
Can make anything.
Well, yeah, my husband can pretty much build anything, so like he probably regrets that he ever like showed me his woodworking skills. I don't know. But I mean, I love wood, so I mean, I love to decorate seasonal stuff and change out for my home decor is really what I like. Door hangers for sure. Like we sell our unfinished door hangers too, so if like you're crafty and wanted to paint at home, like we could, if you're not local, we could send you a door hanger, or if you're local, you can always pick one up and change it if it's not like coming to a workshop isn't your thing. So yeah, I'm trying to think of some different things that we've like stenciled on. I mean, you can do any sort of material. Like went to, this is a tangent, sorry, I love to tell y'all everything apparently. I went to Canvas Corp today. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're another local company. I went there to develop some projects with them because they do all canvas and fabric and twill, and they have like the ticking fabric that looks very farmhouse and stuff. But they have a lot of blanks that you could certainly use. I think it's wholesale, not wholesale, but I mean, I'm like a vendor, I can buy wholesale stuff from them. So, but I think on their website, like you can shop like just retail. And so if you just wanted to order some things, like they have placemats, runners, makeup bags. So the stencils work on all those type of things. You know, you can use specific fabric paints. I did a doormat live a couple weeks ago. Did y'all see that? And I'm actually gonna have a workshop on that. I've like hoarded, but only 10 doormats. That's all I could find, people. So I think that's next Monday night. So if you want to join me for that, I think it's like $25. And there's a couple choices in the doormat design, like the cactus one I painted live, and then there's one with like a last name and a year. So if you want a cute personalized doormat, you can come meet me with those. I'm gonna teach that class, so you can hang with me and we can paint doormats together at the workshop. So yeah, I just think, you know, I want to stencil everything. And I think, you know, one of the things I've adopted from the South is like monograms make everything better. So for sure, if I try to stick in my lane with the wood and the paint and stuff. But like, you could probably do it on hats and all that stuff too. I know the monogramming with the thread and stuff is probably much more challenging. Okay, so I dabbed that pretty good. John, do you want to do another coat on the navy for me while I show this? Would you dab these letters? Yeah. Okay. Put him to work. He knows how to do it. He's worked in our craft fair booth enough times. It's funny because he sells more than anybody in the craft fair booth. Older ladies just love him. I don't know. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So, but anyway, we have fun doing craft fairs. That's for one. I think last summer we traveled and did that was like our summer vacation last year. So we did like 10 craft fairs, but it wasn't very fun. Like as far as vacation destinations, it was like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, Kansas City, Missouri. Like, you know, my daughter would much rather go to somewhere fun, she imagined. Not any of those places.
I'm just happy I get to pull the trailer.
Oh, John likes driving the trailer and driving the truck and setting up, and it's funny. He's usually pretty laid back, but when we go to shows, like Sergeant Tennis comes out. He has a way that he wants to load and unload and set up the walls, and he keeps us all right in line and ship shape, huh?
Right.
So.
My troops organized.
He just called us his troops. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so I've got just one more layer I'm gonna do here. You guys stick with me. You're gonna see the final. I don't know if that pauses everything for y'all. You back with me? Still there? Okay. This is our last coat on this guy, and then you're gonna see the funness. My yellow is dry. John below dried it. I just applied another layer of the, what's it called? Petroleum jelly Vaseline. Yep.
Peel this.
Yeah. And I can already see like some of the layers are wanting to chip away, but I mean, if you can see like how layered, and I mean, it's looking pretty funky. But I promise, my lemon themed shelves over here. All right. If y'all have any suggestions for any other live video tutorials you'd like to see, just like let me know. I'm trying to be brave with the Facebook lives and just get out there and share what I love with you guys. This is my passion, and just like crafting here with you is, I know it's I'm getting over the awkwardness of doing it, hopefully. And if y'all enjoy it, I will continue to do it because I love connecting with you, and you know, I feel like I get to know you better through all of this, and I start recognizing names and faces popping up, and so I love to do it. If there's stuff that you want to learn specifically, let me know. I am an open book, y'all. Like, I don't think that I invented anything, or that anything I'm doing necessarily is like earth-shatteringly new or anything like that. I know there's tons of tutorials on Pinterest, and everything's probably been done before, but I will totally tell you my best tips and tricks, or how I would suggest to do things without holding anything back. Like I told you, I'm telling you what vinyl I use, where I get whatever. I mean, I will do that. And I see Myra and Shelly are buddies. Hi guys. Myra. I want to go to, this is random, can I use this to talk to Myra a moment? I saw that you went to a cooking class not too long ago, and my brother loves cooking, and I would love to go to that class with him, like sign us up, but I don't know if it was like couples that come and cook or just like individuals in a group, so I would love to check that out. We also have been doing, speaking of cooking, I do love cooking, and we've been doing, what did you say?
You're a good cook.
Oh, my husband said I'm a good cook, but he pretty much eats anything. Like, my daughter's not picky either, so they say I'm a good cook. But we've been doing for the past several months Blue Apron, which is like do it. Go do it for yourself. I think we pay for a meal for 4, and it's around $70. Like, we get 2 meals a week, so the total is like $70 for 2 meals. And I'm like, that is, I mean, sometimes if we go out, dinner could be that much, you know? Like, go to Applebee's, seriously. So, and Kaya can do it, or John can do it. They can help me cook. Like, they have all the ingredients. They're delivered fresh. Like, the meat is really great quality, and it's plenty for us. Like, it says 4, and I know John's a big boy. He can eat a lot, and we every single time have like a pack up a lunch for the next day. So that's a tangent, I know, but that's a good tip. I like to share when I know those things. That's a mom hack, is get the Blue Apron so it comes. I get mine every Tuesday, and so I know at least 2 meals during the week we're gonna eat together at home. And it's really good, and it's like, I always feel like I'm cooking like the same 5 things over and over, and so it mixes up the variety. And like I said, my 15-year-old, I feel like more confident that she'll be able to move out someday and cook something other than ramen noodles. So, okay, so my white is not totally dry, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't want to keep you all night. So I'm about to dry this off, but I'm gonna show you this sign. John's picking here. Let's see. Oh yeah? Yeah? I mean, I kind of get like a C tonight for my quality of work. I'm just saying, like, I was trying to weed and I missed a few letters. I'll hand paint them in, but you can see. So, do you love the white shabby trim? I might sand down here a little bit more since it was a little uneven with the application, but it says fresh lemon meringue pie, 5 cents a slice, served daily. So that's fun. Again, I did the navy, which I'll have on my centerpiece, and then the pop of yellow that I'll have with my lemons on my shelves back here. So that's a fun one. I got my hanger on there, so I'll put that up tonight. And then I'm going to show you what my little box is going to look like. And of course, my nose is itchy. Okay, so I'm just kind of wiping. Okay, the white is really not dry. So it's going to wipe off a little more than I want here. I'm going to try to do this edge so you guys can see like how this is going to look. Sorry, I took off too much white. Okay. Okay, will you, sorry, hang on, I want to show the true effect of you guys have hung in here. Can you blow dry at least one side in the top for me? Thanks. Okay, so John's going to do that. I'm going to wipe off my table one more time. We're going to have an intermission here while I clean my table again. I'm going to try to see if I can read some more comments too, see if I can answer any questions. If you guys bear with me, and we're going to see the reveal here. I'm sorry. Y'all are so sweet. Susan says that she does Blue Apron too, so people can vouch. It is good. And Colleen says she loves it. So they are really good meals and fresh. I saw Kristen on here, who I know. Hi, Kristen. I was telling Kristen about the bingo we had last night. It was fun. It was fun. Looks like I answered most of the questions. If you have anything else, certainly let me know. Trying to read those for just a moment. And it's a little weird. There's like a little delay on the end here. And I have it everywhere. So I look all the time. I like go to my daughter's sporting events. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's paint down my arm. So that's how it happens. Okay, so what are y'all looking forward to making next, or what's your next DIY projects? I didn't see any suggestions for live tutorials. So what do you want to see me make, or what do you want to learn about? I mean, I don't know how to knit or crochet or sew. So mostly I paint, but I love DIY projects. I mean, we could do a building project. What have we done lately? I mean, we could paint a door hanger live. And or if there's a Pinterest project, you could totally like link that and we could walk through it together. I think it's fun to watch a video versus like look at a blog, you know. Ugh. Okay. Oh, Carla says, this is a good suggestion, Carla. Carla suggested that we do something about putting together wall galleries. So I would love that. I love a good gallery wall, and I think that you could probably pull one together pretty easily with stuff you already have, or making a few little DIY projects. And then I do have some good tips for like how to collect those together. Things like that. Oh, Myra's like a headboard, not a small project. She wants to make a headboard. I've actually done the tufted headboards before, so they didn't require sewing. It's stapling, right? Even the tucking the pins. It's funny because I'll usually be like, yes, I'll take on that project. Or at least 4 years ago when I was really getting started, I was like, yes, I'll build a headboard. I've never done it before, but I will figure it out. And then you figure out that like I didn't charge nearly enough. It took me like 8 days in a row of making this headboard, and I charged like, you know, $100. So I do have some tips for pricing if you make handmade also, because I have learned, I'm telling you. A frame like the one we have in the back room at Junk to Jules. Is it shaped? Or is it beadboard, at least? She's asking about a frame. So I know like we've done a beadboard frame before, and that would look awesome with this Vaseline technique for sure. I think I'm good. John's coming back out. A wood box for the kitchen trash can. That would be good. I will actually get like the junk hung to show more than his arm if you all want a building project. I'm not so great with tools. Like I will say, like I have a fear, probably an irrational fear, of chopping off my finger or hurting my fingers. I was young and I like slammed my my index finger, and then there's still a scar there. And it was like I slammed it in the door and like it locked. And that pain is something I will never forget. It was like an old car, you know, how they really were metal and it shut. And I'm like, it wasn't my grandma's car. And I still remember looking at her, and that hurt so bad. I never want to hurt my fingers. I'm very safe with my fingers, so I don't use tools or anything that could potentially disrupt my use of my fingers. So I use the sander, and I can use a drill and drill holes. And a nail gun. So I can do the basic stuff, you know. Like I said, and I'm not enough probably of a perfectionist to measure and build things. I'm better with the painting, right, honey? Okay, so if you can see this, you guys want to see some of this magic? The more elbow grease I put on here, the more like spots of the Vaseline that I'm finding. I get a clean rag real quick. And this would be another cool one, like if you wanted to like beat it up with a chisel or some chain, or I mean, you could just beat the tar out of this wood and it would look even older and more distressed. So I will say I have a lot of the green showing through, so I may decide to do one more like whitewash coat over that. So I got a lot of green showing on that side. So you can see this, and I'm just gonna, I want you guys to see this. So you're seeing like some of the green, some of the yellow, some of the brown. You're seeing all the layers. And here's a good spot where you can see the Vaseline is just already there. And I'm gonna kind of rub there, and you kind of expose. We're just taking off the Vaseline that we put on there. And in the different layers, it just acts like a resist, and you can see. So I've got some down to the brown wood over here because that's the very first place I put Vaseline, so nothing else on top of that stuck to it. Isn't that neat? And I wanted you to see it with lots of layers so you could understand how that works with the layering, but we did it really simply on that frame where you just had the stain or brown paint underneath and then put the white on top. But I think this looks like it's been just painted over and over and over through the years. And I think when I put this lemon stencil I have on it, that will be kind of cool. You guys like that? So this is kind of crazy colors, but at least they're contrasting enough that y'all can see. So hopefully you can apply that to something you're doing. So y'all have to let me know if you try the Vaseline technique out, and I will show you the finished product here, and as well as my naked shelf up here getting decorated, and with all the lemon fun and summer decorating. So anyway, hopefully, thank you for spending the evening with me. Hopefully you learned something or inspired. And again, leave in the comments any questions or suggestions you have for upcoming videos, as I would love to do it. So y'all have a great Thursday night. We're almost to the weekend. Night.